So I was watching an interview by Richard Dawkins on Al Jazeera, and it's a recent interview that was done where the topic of the interview centered on religion, religion's role in society and so on. And what was very interesting is that during the interview, Richard Dawkins basically shattered his own argument. The argument that several New Age atheists, as himself, often like to bring up. You see, to people like Richard Dawkins, these guys make a name for themselves in completely demonizing religion. Religion is this evil force. Religion is like the dark side. Like in Star Wars, it's this bad, evil empire that is completely evil, that's going to destroy everything, and what have you. Imagine a world without religion. This is a common thing that we often hear from people like Richard Dawkins. These New Age atheists slash anti-theists. Yet in the interview, he openly admits to what theists have been saying all along, that the fact of the matter is that a lot of bad things happen and have happened uh, regardless of religion, irrespective of religion. A lot of bad things happened that really had nothing to do with religion. And Richard Dawkins comes out and accepts this. He even gives examples himself, the very same examples that theists have brought up. He talks about how two of the most costly wars in the past century were not down to religion. He then talks about how Stalin, Mao, those examples, those men who did lots of bad things, were not men of religion. And now this is very important because that shatters this anti-theist argument that religion is the most reprehensible evil thing on this planet, and that if you somehow get rid of religion, that somehow things might become better. Well, those are the smoking gun. Because if all of those things have happened, the worst, the worst conflicts, they're not just bad things that happened, folks. Those were the worst conflicts that happened in the past century. They were not down to religion. So therefore, the argument that somehow getting rid of religion makes this a better place completely falls in on itself. And this time we have Richard Dawkins himself coming out with these points. I mean, just think about the irony. He's sitting there on stage, freely admitting that lots of bad things happen. Some of the worst things have happened, which had nothing to do with religion. Yet people like him, on the flip side, who go around trying to make it seem that religion is the most heinous thing out there. Religion poisons the world. And, personally, I thought that was very interesting. We always knew that. But to hear him admit that is a very important point. It's a very important point. So basically, that's the main issue. The interview is at the bottom. I recommend you watch it all because it is very interesting, especially that part where he admits it. And so these are facts, and when you think of these facts, it literally leaves you scratching your head, because to those anti-theists out there who want to act and pretend like religion is so bad, and once you get rid of religion everything becomes good, do these people simply ignore reality of all the bad things that have happened irrespective of religion? Do they just ignore all of that? Do they just put it to one side? And here's the double standard. When bad things happen in the name of religion, anti-theists will seize upon it. So if a Muslim or a Christian goes and does something bad in the name of his faith, the anti-theist will point and say, "You see, look how evil religion is. You see how look at its negative influence on this planet. You see how bad it is. You see how it poisons society, and that is why we need to get rid of it." So they use whatever bad examples of religion to try to demonize religion. Conveniently, they ignore all the good that has emanated from religion, which shows it's highly convenient. Only pick out the bad. But the more convenient part is that when bad things are done in the name of doctrines that they support, they won't demonize the doctrine. For instance, science. Science has become the religion of New Age atheists slash anti-theists. Science is their new religion. Everything is about science. Yet we know for a fact that many bad things have been done in the name of science. Science was used to justify some of the most reprehensible things that have happened in our history, such as eugenics testing and many other things. Injecting people with sexually transmitted diseases to see how it works and how to fight it without the people knowing. And these things are just the tip of the iceberg. But these things were done in the name of science, but now these same people aren't going to demonize science. They're not going to say, "Oh, you see, now we need to get rid of science. Oh, you see how science poisons everything." You see how convenient the argument is. When one or a few bad things happen because of religion, they will seize upon it and they will say, "We need to get rid of religion. Look how bad religion is." But when bad things are done in the name of science, some of the worst things were done in the name of science. "Oh, we don't need to get rid of science." No, no. Those men were just bad, and those men abused science. Those were just evil people who went to the extreme. But notice, they don't grant the same leniency to religion. No, when someone does something bad in the name of religion, that's it. Religion has to go. But when someone does something bad in the name of something they like, oh well. And not just science. So many people have done bad things in the name of secularism to ensure the safety and security of the state in the name of human rights. But now they're not going to come out and say, "Well, oh, those things are bad." They're going to say those people were bad. Those people misused and abused those philosophies and ideas for their own agenda. But as I said, they don't allow the same leeway when it comes to religion. So how highly convenient is that? It's very convenient. It's like trying to have your cake and eat it.